With the Vidalia onions being, in season now, it's almost over, but they're still there. I think this is, I love onions anyway, so this is kind of a little take on that, and good with your grilled whatever or baked. Now I've already started the olive oil in here, and I'm going to put the onions in. This is 3 onions. I'm going to chop one more. We're going to put our spinach in here. Now these are a little bit bigger bags. These are 6-ounce bags. We're going to let this cook just a little bit more. And of course we want to keep it moving, and we don't want to burn our garlic. Although it mixes in nicely with the onions, so we don't have too much of a chance of doing that. And since we're going to cook these again, we don't have to have them really brown. We just want to kind of bring the flavor out a little bit. And then we can start adding the spinach. Now this does look kind of wild, but it does kind of cook down. We'll have one bag at a time. Okay, and we can let this kind of cook up a little bit. We may move on with something else. And this is one of these things that, to introduce spinach into a recipe, just to give you a little bit more vitamin impact with that. And onions, of course, are very good for you. And of course the cheese sauce in between, really. It does say to use the same pot, but I found that this skillet was a little bit too big for the amount of sauce that I had. Okay, so I'm going to, in this little one, I'm going to put our 2 tablespoons of butter. We've got some cream cheese. I've got some, I put everything together here. Flour, salt, pepper, and the dry mustard. And we're going to whisk that in. And we're making just a little roux on this, or a little, get started here. We've got the milk for this. I'll give this a stir because our spinach is cooking down. It seems like a lot. I'll let that cook down a little bit. Okay, there's our butter melted. Okay, we're going to put this in and whisk. So that's our flour, our salt and pepper, and our dry mustard. And we're going to cook this a little bit so you get rid of the floury taste. Turn that on. You want to whisk it smooth. Where do you find it? In with the spices. It's either the food club or. And if you were doing, we talked about egg rolls, earlier. If you were making egg rolls and needed a little Chinese mustard, mixing that with a little bit of water is very good. It makes the mustard. Okay. Our spinach looks good because we want to whisk this while we're pouring the milk in. So I got this turned down because it'll do that. Whoops, as I'm trying to get the milk in the pot. I like to use just a little bit smaller pot because you can whisk it a little bit better with that. Okay. And this is about a cup of milk, or it is a cup of milk. I think this will make a little bit better sauce for that. Because it thickens up really nice. we don't have any lumps. All right, we'll see what that is. Okay. Now, I'll just put a little bit more in. So that's a little bit under a cup. All right, now we're going to add, okay, I'm going to put this on, turn this on. Okay, so there's our sauce. Now we're going to add the cream cheese to it. And give this a quick stir because this looks like this is ready. We've got all the spinach cooked down. And I did use the baby spinach. Makes the little tender leaves. Okay, turn this off because that's ready. And I'm going to put now you can try, this is softened cream cheese, and you can try to cut it into little cubes. Or you can just do this. The easy way. And you don't dirty a knife. I have it on, this is about medium. But we're just going to do this till it melts. You don't want to have this too hot because you don't want to burn it, but okay. All right, so we've got everything going here. This is ready. Our spinach and onions are ready. We'll put it together. Now I put it in the original recipe, it didn't say to do this, but I thought that was kind of a neat thing to do, is to layer it with the cheese sauce in between. I cleaned out my closets this last week, so I don't know if I can find everything. Okay, here's our baking dish. I will spray it. All right, now we're going to put half of this in. And this is going to be good, especially for the spinach lovers in the back row. Okay. All right, then half of our cheese. So like I said, this is going to be good with some plain grilled chicken or baked chicken or steak or seafood. You know, it's just sort of it's going to be a little bit richer, so I think you want to have something a little bit on the plain side to go with it. For something like this, I like to use the shredded Parmesan rather than the grated. Okay. Okay, does that look like, oh, half a cup? Okay. We'll go by the close enough method. All right, that looks good. All right, we'll put this in the oven. Yeah, that's still hot. Okay. Oh, my goodness. Okay. And here, close this. Here's our onions, which I think are going to look really good. Let me get a spoon here. It's going to get a little bit less juicy as it sits. But there's our unbaked Florentine, what is it? What is it called? Florentine baked onions. Okay, so there's that. So kind of summery things, nice with the salads, something different with the onions. We can try them at home. So let's get ready to eat.